Hi friends, so today we are going to solve the problem of limits. Okay, now why I took this problem is because of I am going to solve this. This is the problem we have from the limit. Limit extends to 0, 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. So this is the problem we have. Limit extends 0, 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. Now what I am going to do, I am going to solve this problem in 4 methods now. Right? So the first method is limit extends 0 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. The usual method, it is easy to apply. That method is what? L'Hospital rule, or you may say L'Hopital rule. Right? So L'Hopital rule actually it is. So L'Hopital rule I am going to use to solve this problem now. So when we apply the L'Hospital or L'Hopital rule, so many students says L'Hospital, but actually it's better to pronounce like L'Hopita is the name of a scientist. So limit extends 0 1 by x minus 1 by sin x we have. Now what I do here, first I will take the LCM. Limit extends to 0. If I take the LCM, what I will get? X sin x, and the numerator is what? Sin x minus x. Can you see if I substitute x is equals to 0 directly, whenever x is approaching to 0, the sin x will become 0, x will become 0. So you can see that it is going to be in the form of 0 by 0. So whenever you get 0 by 0, or whenever you get infinity by infinity, we use this L'Hopital rule, right? So this is the rule we will apply whenever we have 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity form. Now what is the rule actually? Whenever you have limit extends to a f of x by g of x, and you are getting an indeterminate form 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, we write this limit as limit extends to a derivative of f of x, derivative of numerator function and denominator function derivative, that is g dash x. So this is the L'Hopital rule. See, if once again if you get 0 by 0 form, once again you can apply this, the same rule you can repeatedly apply whenever you get 0 by 0 or infinity by infinity, that is limit extends to a f double dash x by g double dash x, right? So here we'll apply that. Because of it you are getting here 0 by 0, that's why you can apply that L'Hopital rule. Now this is limit extends to 0 sin x derivative cos x minus x derivative 1. Now x into sin x, here you have to apply u into v. So x into sin x derivative is cos x plus sin x into x derivative is 1. So here we get limit extends to 0, cos x minus 1 by, see if you substitute again x equals to 0, cos 0 1 minus 1 0, and what is the denominator you are going to get? Are you going to get 0? Yes, we are going to get once again 0. So what we'll do, once again we differentiate this. Cos x derivative minus sin x, and one derivative is 0. Again apply u into v for x into cos x. Cos x derivative is minus sin x, then plus cos x into x derivative is 1 plus sin x derivative is cos x. Now we substitute x equals to 0. What is going to happen? You can see that the numerator value is 0 you are going to get, and the denominator, this is 0, this is 2 cos x, x value 0, so you get 0 by 2, which is 0. Here we are not getting 0 by 0. Here we are getting 0 by a finite non-zero value, so it is 0. So this is the first method. This is the first method applying the L'Hopital rule. Now let us see second method. Now in the second method, what I am going to do now, I am going to apply series expansion method. Right? I am going to apply series expansion method. What is the series expansion of sin x? The series expansion of sin x is x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x power 5 by 5 factorial. So this is the series expansion of sin x. Now I am going to use this. So the given limit is limit extends to 0, 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. So first of all, I'll take sin x LCM. Then here I get sin x, and here I get minus x. So which is equals to limit extends to 0. Now what is the sin x expansion? X minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x power 5 by 5 factorial, right? Up to so on, we write at the end minus x divided by, again here also I'll substitute x into, what is sin x expansion? X minus x cube by 3 factorial, then plus x power 5 by 5 factorial minus up to so on. So this is equals to limit extends to 0. Now you see in the numerator x and minus x is cancelled. After that I'll take what I can take common, so let me write first, then next step I'll take the common term. So minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x power 5 by 5 factorial, then plus up to so on divided by, here if you multiply with x, or you can take x common, so simply you take x common from the denominator, so you get x square into 1 minus x square by 3 factorial plus x power 4 by 5 factorial, then minus up to so on. Okay, now you can take x square common from the numerator also. If you take x square common from the numerator, both x square will be cancelled. This will be what? Limit x tends to 0. If I take minus x square common, I'll get minus x by 3 factorial. X will be there still, and here we have, because of I took x square common, I'll get here x cube by 5 factorial minus up to so on divided by, x square is cancelled already, so 1 minus x square by 3 factorial plus up to so on. Now you see, if I substitute x is equals to 0, because of in each and every time you have x, so it is going to be 0, and the denominator, if you substitute, you get 1, so 0 by 1, which is 0. Right? So this is the second method. What we used here, series expansion of sin x I used. The third method of the problem is, method number 3. Limit x tends to 0, 1 by x minus sin. Let us suppose this limit is L. So if the limit is L, limit x tends to 0, 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. Now what I do here, I'll replace x by 2x. If I replace x by 2x, it will become 2x tends to 0. Limit 2x tends to 0 or x tends to 0 will be same. So I write here 1 by 2x minus 1 by sin 2x. Now sin 2x I can write, what is that? 2 sin x cos x, sin 2 theta, 2 sin theta cos theta, that I use 2 sin x cos x, and I'll take half outside. So half of limit x tends to 0, okay, 1 by x minus what you have, 1 by sin x into cos x. Now see the magic here. So half of limit x tends to 0. What I do here, 1 by x, I'll subtract 1 by sin x. I am trying to get the limit which is given in the problem as it is. So 1 by x minus 1 by sin x. So I add here 1 by sin x. 1 by sin x minus 1 by sin x cos x. So this is we have. Now from this half of, can you tell me what is this? This is a given limit. So that given limit is, I can, this is the given limit, I can write as L again plus, so L is equals to half of L plus. Now this is, I will find the limit separately. So limit extends to 0. If I take 1 by sin x common, what I get here, after taking cos x LCM, get cos x minus 1 divided by, what is LCM? Cos x. So this implies L is equals to half of L plus half, limit extends to 0, sin x I'll write 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. First two methods are actually simple one. So just the different approach I am telling you. Now if you take minus common, you get minus 2 sin square x by 2, 1 minus cos theta is 2 sin square x by 2 by cos x. Now if you substitute here, 2 cancel, sin x by 2 cancel, you will get tan x by 2 by cos x. If you substitute x tends to 0, x value 0, you get tan 0 0, cos 0 1. So 0 by 1, you are going to get this one is 0. Right? So at the end we got L is equal to half L, means 2L is equals to L, implies 2L minus L is 0. So therefore L is equals to 0. So the value of the limit is going to be 0. So this is a different approach. So let us define a function now. Let us define f of x is equals to, we are going to define this, x square sin x minus x plus sin x. So wherever x square sin x minus x plus sin x, right? So can you see how we defined this function? Right. So if you take here LCM, what you'll get, x sin x, and here you get x minus sin x, right? So here you can see that x minus sin x and x sin x. So I took one more extra here. So if you take minus common, you'll get x minus sin x here, and one more x sin x. Actually, we are going to derive an inequality, right? And we are going to use the sandwich principle or squeeze theorem. Sandwich principle or squeeze theorem we are going to use in this. Now what is the squeeze theorem or sandwich theorem? Whenever you have f of x is less than or equal to g of x is less than or equal to h of x, they are continuous and they are defined on a particular domain. And if limit of the f of x is L and limit of h of x is L, then limit of g of x is also L. So that we are going to try now. So we are first we are going to establish an inequality. With the help of inequality, we are going to find out the limit value of this. So for that purpose, x square sin x minus x plus sin x, a function is defined. Now let us suppose what is f dash x, u into v, right? So x square sin x derivative is cos x plus sin x, then x square derivative is 2x sin x, and minus x derivative is 1 plus sin x derivative is cos x. So I got f dash x is equals to x square plus 1 into cos x plus 2x sin x minus 1. It's not possible to say anything about this now. So we'll find again double derivative. If you want, you can find out what is f dash 0. If I say f dash 0, what is happening here? 0 plus 1 into cos 0 is 1. If we find f dash 0, here we have 0, 0, and this is what we get 1, and here we get minus 1, right? X square 0, 0 plus 1, 1, and here we have minus 1, so 0, and 2x sin x is 0. So you get here f dash 0 is 0. You can see that f dash 0 is 0. Now I'll find f double dash x. What is f double dash x? Again u into v, x square plus 1 into cos x derivative minus sin x, then cos x into x square plus 1 derivative 2x, so 2x cos x, plus again u into v, 2x sin x derivative cos x, plus what do you get? What do you get here? 2x into sin x derivative cos x, then sin x 2 minus 1 derivative is 0. Now if you simplify this, if you take sin x common, you get 1 minus x square of sin x. You can see that here we have 2 sin x minus 1 minus x square, so plus 2, so 1 minus x square sin x, and after that if you take cos x, 2x cos x, 2x cos x, 4x cos x. Let us suppose here x is less than 1, 0 is less than x is less than 1. If 0 is less than x is less than 1, then 1 minus x square will become positive, and these all are positive numbers, so therefore f double dash x is positive. So if f double dash x is positive whenever x belongs to this 0, 1, then what is the meaning of this? Derivative of f dash is positive means derivative is increasing function. So f dash is an increasing function. F dash is an increasing function. Now if f dash is an increasing function, can you tell me, if I say x is greater than 0, if I apply f dash on both sides, what do you get? F dash x is greater than f dash 0. This is the increasing function definition, right? Whenever you have x is greater than y, if I say g is increasing function, then g of x is greater than g of y. So f dash is greater than f dash 0. But you know f dash 0 already have 0. So therefore f dash x is greater than 0 whenever x is greater than 0. So f dash x is greater than 0 means again f is, what is that? An increasing function. F is an increasing function, right? So if f is an increasing function, again if I say x positive, then f of x is again greater than f of 0, again increasing function nature. Just now I told here x is greater than y implies g of x is greater than g of y for increasing function. So if x is greater than 0, f of x is greater than f of 0, from which what you are going to get? So f of x is what? F of x is this x square sin x, x square sin x minus x plus sin x is greater than 0. So this implies x square sin x is greater than sin x minus x. Now you divide with x sin x on both sides. If you divide with x sin x on both sides, what you are going to get? Sin x minus x by x sin x, that is sin x minus x by x sin x, which is less than x, but this is more than 0. So I got inequality. 0 is less than sin x minus x by x sin x is less than x. You know, limit of the constant function is itself. So limit of 0 is 0, and the limit extends to 0 x is how much? If I say limit extends to 0 x is also 0. So here this function limit is 0, this function limit is 0, therefore this function limit is also 0. So therefore limit extends to 0, sin x minus x by x sin x is also 0. This is by squeeze principle.